Today we have a very unique show, an incredible show. It's Cruella versus the Writers of Vengeance. Two very different films, two of them extremely hype in their own way. Cruella, of course, is the latest live-action Disney film. The difference is this is not a princess. This is a villain. They've done this before with Maleficent, but this has not been done since, and that's been a long time. So yeah, it's a new origin for her. And Writers of Vengeance is from Denmark. Danish, right? Danish film is how I would say that. Mads Mikkelsen is the main star. He is a true movie star. Like, he's one of those names that actually carries power. He played Hannibal Lecter, especially notable in Hannibal, the NBC TV show. A very dark, gory, and somewhat beautiful take on the Hannibal Lecter character. But let's just say, if you're going to play Hannibal Lecter, you got to be a top-tier actor, period. You know what I mean? And you got to live up to that. Not only did he do so, he did so for multiple seasons, to the point where he is now legendary. He is now an actor in multiple things. Most notably, a lot of indie films that are surprisingly successful. A lot thanks to him, and of course his performances and his acting. There's a reason his name carries power. Last of which, there was Grindelwald, the new Harry Potter villain, of course played by Johnny Depp in the first two films, has now been replaced somewhat unjustly, right? I'm not going to go into the whole Johnny Depp being replaced details, but Mads Mikkelsen is going to play that role. So he's going to play Grindelwald, which is known as being the second most villainous sorcerer, other than Voldemort, of course. I know this is a Mads Mikkelsen love fest, but we're going to be talking about the film. Don't you worry about that. So Writers of Justice right here. And Danish films are nothing special. Perfect proof of that is the Oscar for Best Foreign Film went to another round from Denmark, also starring Mads Mikkelsen. That movie, I gave it a 7. I liked it less than most. It's about drinking. It's about 4 college professors who choose to see if they are at 0.5% alcohol at all times, if it makes their life better. They're teaching better, their family lives better. And it's an interesting, portrait of alcoholism, right? And for that, I gotta give it a respect, and I did cover it. But I just wanted to say what that one is about, just to show you what this one is about, because it is a pure revenge story. To be honest, I did not want to talk about this one first, so we'll go into Cruella. Sorry. In the main event, I got 2 main events. Not really, I just got one, which is just this cat stared down by Turkish cat in Istanbul. It's extremely simple, it's 9 seconds. But it should be good enough. In this, you'll only get like 3 seconds. This is actually a recommendation. I would like you to watch this. I would want you to listen to this because it is a Oscar-nominated song for the movie Harriet, which is about Harriet Tubman, classic slave empowerment story. You know what I mean? Escaping oppression. And unfortunately, the movie is not well regarded. So I will technically never watch the film, nor will a lot of people. But this song is incredible, and this performance, which was live at the Oscars, not this year, but last year, which means no COVID, meaning there was a crowd. As you can see, there's like a bunch of people on stage, they get close together. There's vibes to this song, there's a power to it, and I do want to recommend it. Unfortunately, because of copyright, I cannot literally show to you more than 4 seconds. So 4 seconds is all you'll get. My recommendation should be all you need. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into Cruella, which, to be honest, is quite hard to get into. I wanted to show you the trailer, but I realized that the trailer actually literally spoils a lot of the best moments and the best spots in the film, which is a sad aspect, as well as it's impossible to talk about without going into spoilers, and I do not want to, because if you are interested in watching Cruella, chances are you will like it, right? To be honest, it is that simple. I will go into it a little bit because you will also get to know the origins of my entertainment philosophy, which has stood for a lot of years and has never let me down. And that is simply that I do not watch bad films. Only the best, none of the rest. It is extremely simple. And it has never let me down. The last movie I saw was Army of the Dead, of course, last week. But before that, I could literally not remember what it would be. Like, it's that far away. And I watch 2-3 movies per week, which means I'm never let down, which means I only watch great films. The origin of that, and the movie that has the most in common with Cruella, is all about the fashion world, and that is called The Devil Wears Prada. This movie came out in 2004, I believe. Meryl Streep, right? Meryl Streep. When I watched this, I was a literal child. I was less than 15 years old, okay? I do not know why I watched it. I know it was on satellite. It was on one of these channels. It probably had the star system. It had a shitty star system, like 1 out of 5. Clearly biased, right? Chances are this had at least a 4, because again, it goes with my principles, or else I would not have watched it. It makes no sense for a young boy to watch The Devil Wears Prada. It's literally so far and away from a movie a young boy would watch. It is pretty staggering. But I did watch it. And I loved it. Okay, so much so that it blew my mind in terms of the possibilities of other movies that I would never watch as a young boy, as an adult man. Because it is not my world. It is not something that I would be subjected to, dependent on what I like, right? I don't like sports, so I should not watch sports movie. I do not like fashion. I should not watch fashion films. But that does not stop me. And this movie was proof of that. If you take a chance, not only will you, chances are, get a great film. You'll always get a great film if it is viewed as great by consensus, most times. Sometimes you will be let down, but that would be because of bias or subjectivity, of course. But, so if I can love this movie about fashion, when I was young, which, by the way, Meryl Streep had no idea who she was. As far as I'm concerned, this was my first time seeing this woman, even at the time she was a legendary actress. I did not know this. And, it blew me away. And this 8 is one of the oldest scores I have ever scored. It sucks you can't look back, but this would be one of the first ones, period. This is one of the reasons I started my freaking account on this site and have scored literally every single thing I watched since then. So much so that it's a literal catalog of my life. It's crazy. And it helps me, you know what I mean? Some movies, when you watch so much volume, chances are you will forget stuff. But I never forgot this. Never forgot this film. Neither have I watched it since. Because, it is such an important piece of my brain. So again, Cruella is about that same fashion world, surprisingly. The main character loves fashion, and she's also extremely unique. That's all I'll say. There's a incredible performance from Emma Stone here, and I could not understate that enough. Emma Stone she's already been on the up and up. She's already one of the top 5 young actresses, if you will. But this puts her in another stage. This puts her. She's already been a legit actress. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that this. Not only is it commercially viable, right, but the whole movie hinges on her and on her performance. If she failed, the movie failed. She was literally the most important piece of this whole thing. And not only did she kill it, she knocked it out of the park. So much so that, man, it's a flawless performance, right? I would not be mad or even surprised if she gets a nomination, or even if she won for Best Actress. Of course, this is early in the year. We have no idea what's coming. And even though it's not a very showy role, I would not be mad. That's how good this performance is in a Disney live-action adaptation of Cruella. You know what I mean? Now, we're going to the slight flaws here, which are, it's a lot of unlikable people. Not only is it the fashion world, but it is also the rich and privileged world. And, of course, we do have, friendly characters we're supposed to root for, people we're supposed to like, but their part is so small. It's borderline unimportant. There's even a comic relief that unfortunately is not that funny, and it's all about Emma Stone and Annette Bening. I do not want to mess this up. I might have messed this up. I have to make sure, but I'm pretty sure it's Annette Bening. It's those two. That's it. It's back and forth between those two characters. Emma Thompson. I'm so sorry, and Emma Thompson kills it, but not. Her role was to be the most despicable, hated character ever. You know what I mean? And it's pretty easy to be an a-hole. It really kind of is. You know what I mean? It's easier to be an a-hole than somebody that does bad things that you're supposed to like, which, is Emma Stone's character. But still, it doesn't take away the fact that even though it does have a nice vibe, it's unlikable characters, okay? In a world that is disconnected from us too, you know what I mean? But if you love fashion, by the way, if you love fashion and you're a woman, you will love this movie. You will love this movie, and that's just facts, because that is the purpose. In the same way, The Devil Wears Prada was that the same thing. They have surprisingly a lot in common. And I'll end on this. No, that's pretty much it. That's why I had a very hard time scoring in my head, right? To be honest, it's pretty much, it's either a 7 or an 8, okay? An 8 because it actually does come together in the end. Well, the end is satisfying. You know what I mean? It all comes together, and you know what I mean? There's no regrets, and I would easily recommend it to, again, women and people who love fashion. Other than that, though, that's where it gets hard. The somewhat unlikable characters, the lack of anything special. While it is a solidly made film, there's nothing that blows me away in terms of visuals, in terms of pacing, editing, etc., etc. Okay, again, other than the fashion, it's all about the fashion. Even me, who cares less than nothing about fashion, even I was like, damn, that dress is top tier multiple times. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, unfortunately, I do have to, as far as I'm concerned, right now, as I feel. Also, second, yeah, again, the comedy didn't work. And lastly, there's another flaw that's huge. Yes, the music. This movie had a huge budget, okay? A huge budget, not only for its stars, and while it's a long movie, it's like 2 hours, and it never looks cheap. But it has licensed music that I would respectfully call boomer music. Okay, this is what plays when you put on a rock station that has hits from the 70s to the 90s, and that's pretty much it. And these are classics. Okay, these are incredible songs. I grew up on these songs. A lot of people grew up on these songs. We love these songs. Okay, but we've heard them thousands of times, and I'm not exaggerating here. These are songs that play on the radio all the time that you have heard since birth. Okay. And they put these songs in the film multiple times, a lot of them. And I'm talking a million a piece, man. These songs are so known and so expensive just to get that license that they play the whole song for a whole sequence. And it takes away from the film because there is so many. It's a small thing, but trust me, it adds up. And I saw it in the theater, again, with the best sound possible. These songs have never sounded so good. But I'm not there for the songs. I'm there for Cruella. I'm there for the acting. I'm there for the characters, the story, etc., etc. And you have like at least 15 minutes of this film. And I'm not kidding, 15 minutes that is completely music filled. Like there is no dialogue. It is just a song with some cool visuals. You know what I mean? Like montages and whatnot. So the flaws are unfortunately undeniable. But the story is good. The acting is, again, from Emma Stone, is excellent. Excellent. And again, the story is certainly good, okay? Especially if you care, if you want to know, you will not be disappointed. It's really that simple, and it's cool. I like how in the 101 Dalmatians, she wants to make a code out of the Dalmatians, right? How can you justify that? What they did in the film with the Dalmatians is pretty surprising and all around fulfilling. As a like, why does this movie exist? It justifies its existence. Sorry to go long on this because, again, my thoughts, I just saw it, like I literally started recording after watching it, so it's all still fresh on my mind. So you saw the live breakdown of that. But again, it was scored well, people liked it. Hence, I would see it. It's funny because if this movie was badly received, I would have never seen it. And that just goes again with the philosophy. But yeah, fantastic stuff. And by the way, all the other live-action Disney films, right, from Cinderella to Pinocchio, Aladdin, I haven't seen any of those. Not only on principle, because I've seen it before and it's done better. Like, it's proven to be the case on almost literally every single one of them, except probably Cinderella. But also because they're badly scored. Like, people don't like them in general. And so Cruella is the exception, as well as Maleficent, which is the other one that took a villain and the best part of that film and turned it into a film. So yeah, these are the two that I would say are worth watching. Maleficent, I don't know, to be honest, because I haven't watched, but Cruella certainly is, if you want to know. Now, sorry I went long on that. Mads Mikkelsen, okay? I already talked about the man before. Incredible actor. Love him. He carries movies, okay? Another Round, which, like I said, won the Best Actor for Best Foreign Film, okay? Was 4 main actors. Like I said, it's 4 friends choosing to start drinking, right? Mads Mikkelsen is just one of the 4. And he has to split that movie with those other 3 people. Same thing in this film. Yes, it's his name and it's his face on the poster and everything. But he has an ensemble cast. Not only does he have his daughter, but he has 3 friends. There's another poster that has him with in the car with his 3 friends. It's like a comedic poster. It looks comedic anyway. See, this is a perfect example. Here we go. All these characters here. You know what I mean? Everybody splits their time. This has happened multiple times with Mads Mikkelsen movies. My point here is usually they all suck. And I'm not going far with this. Usually, Mads Mikkelsen is so good that he buries everybody else, not because it's his fault, but because they cannot rise up to his level. And that's how good he is. There's a reason we watch his films, even though they are from Denmark. There's subtitles, man. This is not English. But they're incredible. By the way, Riders of Justice, in the back there's like motorcyclists. That makes no sense, okay? First of all, this is a revenge action thriller story. We love these movies. John Wick, best example. Nobody, another incredible example. Nobody came out earlier this year, gave it a 9. You know what I mean? When it comes to revenge thrillers, when it comes to actual action in this context, doesn't get much better than Nobody, and I'm serious about that. Riders of Justice is completely different in that the action is the last of the focus. First of all, it's extremely, extremely real and dramatic, okay? In the same way the beginning of John Wick was real, where the dog death, right? There was no tongue-in-cheek. The tongue-in-cheekness of John Wick, of the whole assassin bullshit, right? The Empire and like him killing like dozens in one night, that came later, okay? The first movie is easy to forget that it's because they killed his dog, and it was extremely handled realistically. Whereas, like, you get it. You know what I mean? You get his anger in the first film. Same thing here, okay? A horrible tragedy happens. Again, trailer, I do not want to spoil this because, trust me, if you thought Cruella was good, let me continue. This one is extremely dramatic. So it starts with a horrible tragedy, which, again, I won't spoil. Somebody dies. And Mads Mikkelsen is a army general, okay, a man's man. He has like a thick gray beard, as you can see in the picture, and he's literally at war as the movie begins. He doesn't want to come home. He is a general. He's taking care of business. He's killing folk. Okay, he has to go back home because of a tragedy. And it's just him and his daughter, and they have to rectify the horrible loss that is there's no answers. There's no clear and good answers to the tragedy, okay? In the same way, John Wick, it was obvious. Like, somebody killed my dog. Find who killed my dog, period. Let's go. This one is much more ambiguous in that aspect. And then people come into his life telling him that it's not ambiguous and that they have the answers. Again, this is an army man, right? These people that are coming to him with this information are completely normal. So you have a perfect mix of a horrible tragedy, right? A revenge story, absolute normal people dealing with a PTSD, traumatized army vet, like the army vet of army vet. So it's a crazy mix of people. So not only do you have the revenge plot, you have the weird normal folk dealing with a army person storyline. You have him dealing with his daughter. Not only both are dealing with loss in a completely different way, but he has never connected with his daughter because he is as hardened a man as you could ever be. You know what I mean? Like a general who has seen some stuff that is wholly believable. But I'm going out of my way here to point out that everybody else nails it. It's very important. The acting from the daughter, the acting from the 3 friends, which is huge. So that's like 5 characters. It's, again, if one of them failed, this movie would fall. And of course, the revenge aspect does come in later. The action aspect does come in and does deliver, but it's less about exploiting the catharsis of, you know, the anger the characters feel, and more about exploring that anger. You know what I mean? It's not about the "you kill my family, pop pop." We're like, "Oh yeah, pop pop, kill them, kill these sons of bitches." You know what I mean? There is aspects of that in here, but it's not about that. It's about the anger. It's about what do you deal with those feelings of hate, of hurt. And I'm surprised by how dramatic and real this movie is, and surprisingly comedic. There's a point where there's one of these characters that is 100% a comedic relief in a movie that like would make no sense for it to happen. Like, this movie should not have a comedic relief when it comes to tone, but because the tone is so crazy and it's so real, again, I capitalize real here, okay? It works. The comedy actually does manage to seep in to this thick muck of drama and pain that you feel and that you completely understand, and actually elevates the film to something truly special, because it is a mix of tone, it is a mix of characters, it is a mix of emotions in a genre that is not known for this. Okay, John Wick is simple. Nobody is simple. All of these are simple. They always have been. That's why they succeed. So the director, Anders Thomas Jensen, took a chance. Mads Mikkelsen took a chance. and it raised everybody's game. If you have Mads Mikkelsen on your movie and you're a fellow actor, you're gonna bring it up, baby, and you better, because he will drag you down if you're not up to his level. And they did. Now, because the tone is so crazy and because it's so ambitious, there's so much crazy scenes that I cannot go into, even though I've been going into a lot of it. Some stuff doesn't quite work, but it's so slim, right? It's the only thing holding it back, is because it's so ambitious in its ideas and its exploration of all that it entails, which again, you can only understand if you watch it. I have to drop it down just a bit, but it's still a 9 out of 10. As far as it's the same score as Nobody, because Nobody delivers on the action. It delivers on the simplicity. If you want to have fun, if you want to have a good time, right? You go see Nobody. It'll be a simple revenge tale. You'll be satisfied. You'll get that pop you want, okay? But if you want something deeper, if you want something of actual value that explores the pain of grief, of loss, of unanswered, like disturbing and borderline unjustified loss, okay? And in a revenge genre, then this is it, man. This is it. I went to a theater again. This one you should definitely go out of your way to see, just because it is so unique. Again, it is Danish, right? So you do have to read subtitles. It is weird. Again, the ambition can be viewed as bad if you're not open to the idea of a movie that is, both everything, like a drama, comedy, action, right? In my opinion, it's the opposite. When you give me one of those movies, which by the way, all animation movies are, they have to be, all genres mixed in one. I'm there, baby. I'm there, especially if you nail it. So yeah. Again, Writers of Justice, one of the best. Like in my opinion, it is better than Nobody. Okay, because again, Nobody delivers on action. This one delivers on everything. That's it. That's right. Writers of Justice. Again, I only talk long if my thoughts are erratic, or I have to put it over. And I have to put it over because I know it's a small film. I know it's not an easy sell, and I know it's weird, but it's hella worth watching. I should have put the graffiti this whole time. Sorry. But we're at the main event, baby. First of all, tomorrow, big day tomorrow. First of all, I got a orchestra concert at 2:00 in the afternoon. A true to life video game concert with video game music. We're talking Halo, Mario, Zelda. They literally put that in the title, with an orchestra in a room that would usually have 2,000, now has like 150. It's really sad. It's COVID times. I have to wear a mask, etc., etc. That's a small price to pay for what I'm going to get. Not only have I never seen an orchestra concert in that room, I have seen last year a Final Fantasy orchestra concert. It was awesome. I only saw the first half, but it blew me away. After every song, like, you had to clap. You had to. It sucks because we couldn't scream or whatever, because it would be viewed as impolite. But trust me, not a single person in that room did not clap with the holy heart of their being, because there's something truly powerful about hearing the music that you grew up with, that you love, done by true masters of their craft in every single instrument, all coming together. You know what I mean? It's a very special feeling. So I'm going to see that tomorrow afternoon. I'm very, very, very pumped about that. You guys have no idea. And luckily, after that, I have time for 2 movies. Okay, I already have them prepared, so you guys will know for sure what's coming tomorrow. And these are some deep cuts. Not really, actually. This one is the Auschwitz Report, also known as Escape from Auschwitz. Okay, the movie is called Escape from Auschwitz. You know what I mean? You know what you're getting. You know what you're getting. And I'm gonna get pain. Okay, I'm gonna get suffering, but I'm also gonna get perspective. If this movie is well done, and it is truly boots on the ground, here we are in Auschwitz. Let's go. For 2 hours, bro. Okay, it has a hard 7 here, but that's not much. Only 139 people have seen this, and knowing me and knowing that I love this stuff, you know what I mean? Especially in the theater. Like, there's something about being locked in a room for 2 hours in Auschwitz. You know what I mean? That's a challenge. And that's the perfect example of the kind of stuff. Nobody wants to go see Escape from Auschwitz, you know? How could you convince your friends? Hey, dude, you want to go see Escape from Auschwitz Thursday? No. Nobody. Right? Except me. Only because it's supposed to be good. It's literally that simple. Okay? And again, I will probably not be let down. So, as weird as it is to say, I'm excited for the Auschwitz Report. And right after that, I'll see Sound of Metal. Again, Sound of Metal, top 3 films of 2020. It was my number one. It probably still is my number one. This will confirm it. I saw it here with headphones, right? It's beautiful with headphones, but I wish I saw it in theaters. And luckily, they put it in theaters. So yeah, there's no excuse. Gonna see it again. I saw Croods 2. I saw Judas and the Black Messiah. Which one will come out on top? Again, chances are it's this one, okay? It really is. And again, number one, 2020. I've been doing these videos since end of 2020 into 2021. Since 2021 started, how many films have I reviewed? If I didn't count, let's say it's around 25, right? 25, and I'm being general here, okay? Let's say it's 25 movies. If you double that for the rest of the year, maybe even triple it because there's a lot of movies that come out at the end, make that 75 movies. If you're number one out of 75 great films, okay, how good must you be? You know what I mean? I do not watch garbage. It's not like I watch 40 bad movies and 40 good ones. No. It's 75 great, undeniably great films by consensus, okay? So to be number one is gigantic. It doesn't get better, literally. So Sound of Metal, if it's not number one, it's number two or number three. It's you know what I mean? So it's the biggest recommendation I could ever do. The biggest. And I know I talked about Cruella. Yes, go see Cruella if you're curious. Yes, go see Riders of Vengeance if you like Mads and you're interested in a unique revenge tale. But please, dear Lord, watch Sound of Metal with good headphones, alone in a dark room. Please. It's so good. Okay. So yeah, I'm seeing it again tomorrow. I will confirm if it is indeed a 10 out of 10. But come on now. The easiest 10. Okay, here we go. Okay, 2 main events, nothing special. I did some yesterday, so I'm running out here. So here we got 4 seconds. We got 4 seconds of a song because I got to pause it right after. I found a part that is not spoilery, but also showcases the true power of its power. This song. So here we go. 4 seconds. That's all I'm giving you. Okay, that's it. Like I said, I want you to watch this. I want you to watch this in the same way I want you to watch Sound of Metal. So Cynthia Erivo, Stand Up, Oscars 2020. Okay, please. You will not be disappointed. It's one of those songs that is so tremendous live. There is a power to this song. Those songs are rare. Okay, they come once a year if you're lucky. So yeah, check this one out. And this is it. This is the main event, baby. 8 seconds. And it's funny too because I don't even have to play it. But here we go. I love mad cats, man. There's nothing I love more than cats being pissed off.
With a pen point,
Shit.
it's filed down to create a soft...
I usually turn on the ad block. That's how it goes, maybe. I can't even replay the same 8 seconds again. Okay. So the thing is, this reminds me of one of my best cat clips ever. Okay, and I'll play it for you tomorrow. So yes, tomorrow I'm going to see the Auschwitz Report, and probably you'll be like, what? I don't want to know about the Auschwitz, escape from Auschwitz. But I promise you, I will deliver one of the best mad cat clips you have ever seen. Chances are you will have seen it. But if you have not, I guarantee quality in the same way. Auschwitz Report is apparently good. So I'll keep you updated tomorrow. So I'll talk about the concert, the 2 movies, and more. I got a UFC show tonight, so I might have a cool highlight from that. And as always, onwards and upwards. More things, as always. And so yeah, Writer's Justice, man. Truly something special. I will not forget that one. By the way, small theater story. I got locked out. It's a theater in the mall, so it was downstairs. It's the first time you could see a movie past 9, because the curfew was 9:30. So the movie ended, it was 11. And we go upstairs to leave. The doors are chained up. Fully chained. And I was the first one out, because I always am. And there was a group behind me. We were 20 people. And the janitor was there with his headphones. He's like, wait a minute, people? He took off his headphones. I got it all up in his face. I'm like, dude, we can't leave? He's like, I don't know. There's another exit. And I'm like, what do you mean there's another exit? How can we leave? I was in my mind, I was blown that this guy did not have the answer to the simple question of, can we please leave? Anyway, so we started walking around for the exit. I'm leading this freaking pack. And luckily, the security guy saw us and unchained. And because I was leading the pack, I ended up being the last one in the pack because he unlocked the door and then everybody went back the way we came. And but it was a cool moment, man. Like I was telling them, I was walking with them, right, all with our mask on, and I'm like, this adds to the experience. Not only do we see Riders of Justice, which was fantastic, but we got locked up in a theater, man. That's something we'll never forget. And those two are intertwined. Again, this is the kind of stuff that happens to me daily. I always got weird encounters, if you will. It's fun. Something about anyway. Theater experiences, man. I will always back those up. And it always makes every single film I watch better, which is why I do not score things low. I always score them higher, not only because I'm very optimistic, but because I see them in the best possible light. I see them in the best possible room with the best possible sound, and with a crowd that is down for it. You know what I mean? Everybody's in that room sitting down being like, yes, we're all in this together. It's a communitive experience. You know what I mean? People go to church. People love the gospel. I love a packed room experiencing something that we don't know what it is. It's a special feeling. And I'll always pimp that out. That's my drug of choice. So until next time.